welcome to Revsportz. Today we're speaking with a rising star who's already making waves in the world of motorsports. At just 16, Shriya Lohia has etched her name into the history books by becoming the first Indian female driver to compete in the F4 category, a remarkable achievement in a sport where such milestones have been very few and far between. Shriya, thank you for joining us. You've already made history by becoming the first Indian female driver in F4 at just 16. Can you take us back to the moment when you realized that motorsport was something you really wanted to pursue?
Hello, firstly, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. So, my journey in motorsport started when I was 9 years old. This was when I first tried go karting on just a family road trip. Just as a casual outing, we decided we want to try out go karting at this rental go kart track. And I remember when I drove the go kart and I came out, I just instantly felt like it was something I wanted to do. At around that age, I tried many different sports, but nothing stuck to me the way that motorsports did. And it was just sort of an instant. I came out of the go kart and I decided, this is something I truly enjoy, and I think I really want to pursue it further.
Shreya, tell us about your experience in F4 Championship. What were, some of your biggest challenges and also takeaways from racing at that level?
I think in Formula 4, because it's such a big step up from go karting, it's your first entry into the world of single seaters. Testing is so important. Getting a lot of training prior to the championship is a very important step that you need to take. But unfortunately, because of financial problems, I haven't been able to get the perfect amount of testing that was required. But I think it was a great experience. Honestly, just driving those cars, learning as much as I can from my teammates, from all the foreign drivers as well. I think it was a great year for learning. It came with quite a bit of hardships in terms of even mechanical issues in the car, unfortunately, but also being disadvantaged in number of testing days in comparison to my experienced competitors. So I think it was a bit tricky, of course, but I think it was a great learning experience for me. And there's a lot I've taken from that championship that I will be using in my career going forward.
You also scored some points on your debut, so which is no small feat. What Tell me what went into preparing for this kind of performance?
To be honest, it was quite abrupt. My first ever outing in a Formula 4 car kind of just came instantly. I was just at home one day and I got the opportunity to my sponsor, with the help of my sponsor, I got the opportunity to step into the car just I think a day after I got that call. So I wasn't mentally prepared at the moment for what I was going to do, because it kind of felt like a moment where because it's so expensive, motorsports, we kind of saw it as a dead end, that we don't know what's going to happen next. Obviously, I was hoping that I would get to drive a Formula 4 car, but I didn't expect it to happen so quickly, and with barely any testing. So I remember I flew around like 3 a.m. that day to reach Chennai on time. And then I think the whole time there I was just trying to mentally prepare myself. I took some advice from drivers who had already driven the car, and I just sort of mentally prepared myself and made sure I was fueling well as well, getting enough sleep and all of that. And once I got into the car, I think I just really enjoyed it. I knew I wouldn't be at my best at that moment because everyone else was so experienced, and I just got, I think, about 2 sessions before I actually went into a race. And that was obviously quite challenging because I just went in not knowing much about the car when everyone else has already done so many rounds. But I truly enjoyed that experience. I was able to get a good result with scoring points as well, and yeah, I just learned a lot. I think it was the first time I experienced the Formula 4 car, and it's a very special memory and something I truly cherish.
That's phenomenal. And going into your personal story a little bit, you're from Sundarnagar, Himachal Pradesh. I mean, that is not a place that is typically associated with racing. How did your family and sort of your hometown respond to your racing ambitions?
So my parents, luckily, have always been quite supportive of my sport ambitions or anything I really want to pursue in life. Um, it's quite difficult for them at times because they hear things from, I guess, relatives and people who maybe don't support the same sort of dreams, or believe that children should be in such sports and stuff like that. But the most important thing for me is they've been helping me as much as they can. Financially, they've made a huge sacrifice as a family. We've made a lot of sacrifices just for my racing career to go well, and I think that's the most important thing to me. There are a few people who would say things, but my close personal family, my grandparents, my parents are always very supportive, and that's what I'm really grateful for.
And final question, Shreya, what is the vision for the future? And what do you have planned for the next, let's say, year or two?
Um, let's hope. I'm hoping that I'm able to participate internationally because I've done quite a bit of racing in India. I even raced, the Indian F4 Championship. But now I'm just aiming to go internationally, get as much exposure as I can, and start racing with, the experienced drivers in Europe and abroad. So it's really just right now about hopefully, getting enough sponsors and support to get there, and represent my country and get some good results, and hopefully fast track my career from there.
Great to know that, Shreya. And best of luck for your future. We hope to see you internationally as well, scoring lots of points, winning more titles and championships. Wishing you the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was my honor to be here.
Thank you.